For many Americans, today is a day of solemn remembrance for those killed in military service. President Trump paid tribute during a Memorial Day service at Arlington National Cemetery outside Washington. He laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier and thanked the families who've lost loved ones in service to their country.
The heroes who rest in these hallowed fields, in cemeteries, battlefields, and burial grounds near and far, are drawn from the full tapestry of American life. They came from every generation, from privilege and from poverty. They were generals and privates, captains and corporals of every race, color, and of every creed.
Several former military leaders criticized President Trump today for tweeting that fallen troops would be, quote, very proud of how the country is doing under his administration. Retired Army General Martin Dempsey, a former chair of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, responded, quote, "This day of all days of the year should not be about any one of us." New efforts are underway to put a U.S.-North Korean summit back on track. Officials from both sides met Sunday along the border between the Koreas. Another U.S. team headed to Singapore, the potential summit site. Meanwhile, South Korean President Moon Jae-in says he may meet again with North Korea's Kim Jong-un after holding talks on Saturday. We'll have more after the news summary. The Florida Panhandle is bracing for flash flooding and possible tornadoes from the storm named Alberto. It made landfall this evening near Panama City with heavy rain and sustained winds of 50 miles an hour. The storm emptied beaches in much of the state as high winds swept up the surf. It's expected to move north in the coming days. A powerful storm hit Oman and Yemen this weekend, leaving 13 people dead in its wake. It was the strongest recorded cyclone ever to hit the area, with winds of 110 miles an hour and flooding that swept people away in their cars. Oman got 3 times its annual rainfall in just 2 days. The people of Colombia now face a presidential runoff, with the future of a peace deal with rebels in the balance. Conservative Ivan Duque easily led Sunday's first round, with leftist Gustavo Petro in second. Duque ran on overhauling the 2016 deal that ended 5 decades of war with the FARC rebels. Petro, a former mayor of Bogotá, supports the deal.
We are ready for a clash of ideas and proposals, a high-level debate where we can air our differences so that Colombians at the ballot box define the country's direction, because I'm sure that hope will overcome class hatred.
The
sort of political forces that are surrounding Duque appear to have a ceiling. In contrast, we, the forces of free citizens, have no limits. You can be sure we are going to win and change the history of Colombia.
The runoff is set for June 17th. Former President George H.W. Bush is back in the hospital, this time in Maine. The 93-year-old was admitted Sunday with low blood pressure and fatigue. He'd been staying at his summer home in Kennebunkport. Mr. Bush spent 13 days in a Houston hospital after his wife, Barbara, died in April. And an immigrant from Mali has won French citizenship for saving a child in Paris. Mamadou Gassama met today with President Emmanuel Macron. Amateur video on Saturday showed Gassama climbing 4 stories to reach a 4-year-old boy who was clinging to a balcony. Gassama recounted his actions today.
No, I didn't think twice. I just climbed up and thank God. God helped me. The more I climbed, the more I had courage to climb up higher. That's it.
The video of Gassama's heroism went viral on social media, and he was quickly dubbed Spider-Man. Still to come on the News Hour, will the U.S. and North Korea be successful in reviving plans for a summit? Political stakes, the president blames Democrats for immigrant children being separated from their parents. Honoring the millions of women who have served in the United States military, and much more.